Hi, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Manning, and I'm one of the reading teachers at Barberton Elementary School East. Today, I'm going to share one of my favorite stories with you. It's called Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. I chose this story because the little girl Molly in the story reminds me a lot of myself. When I was in first grade, I was the shortest girl in my class. In fact, I'm still one of the shortest teachers in our building. I also had to move during my first grade year, and I was a little scared. Molly has both of these things happen to her as well. In the story, Molly's grandmother gives her some great advice, and I had two wonderful grandmothers who often gave me advice. As I read the story, I'd like you to think about that advice that her grandma gave her and how it helped her throughout the story. Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. Written by Patty Lovell. Illustrated by David Catrow. Molly Lou Melon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you." So she did. Look at her balancing on the banister, and all the animals and children are looking up at her. Molly Lou Melon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big, and the world will smile right alongside you." So she did. Molly Lou Melon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. Boys and girls, this is my favorite illustration in the story. Look at Molly Lou Melon singing and all of the insects watching her. Molly Lou Melon was often fumble-fingered. Take a look at these pictures, boys and girls. Can you tell me what fumble-fingered might mean? If you guessed that Molly Lou Melon was kind of clumsy, you are right. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too." So she did. Look how talented she is. Then Molly Lou Melon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all her friends. And start in a new school. Boys and girls, I bet some of you have felt like Molly Lou before. On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Melon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Wow, she's good." And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Melon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck. Honk, honk." Molly Lou Melon sang out, "Quack!" so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Melon opened her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. The children oohed and awed, even Ronald. On the fifth day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Melon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. That night, Molly Lou Melon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Melon. And that's the end of the story, boys and girls. Remember, I asked you to think about the advice that her grandmother gave to her. And that advice is what I want to share with you for the rest of the summer and the beginning of the school year. Grandma said, walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you. Smile big, and the world will smile right alongside you. Boys and girls, don't be afraid to smile, even if you're a little bit scared. Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy. Boys and girls, find your voice. Don't be afraid to share your ideas with others. And most importantly of all, believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too. And I believe in each of you. And I thank you for visiting Magical Bedtime Stories today, where the magic of reading is only a click away.